Hi, today I'm going to be reviewing the book Wicca, A Guide for the Solitary Practitioner by Scott Cunningham. And I'm going to start off by saying I am not a practicing Wiccan. On some of my videos, there were some comments by people that were Wiccan, and they were one of the first comments that I ever received, and they were positive, so I decided to do a book on Wicca, and it was one that I was interested in anyways, so I decided to read it and review it. So if I get things wrong, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not an expert on Wicca at all, but I'm just going to review the book. This book is a book about Wicca, like I said, and it is about just the introduction into Wicca more, like what you're going to need and what Wicca is all about. It's really, it was really an interesting read, and one thing I found interesting was some of the things that Scott Cunningham does for what he did, because he died. One of the things that he did for his practice, some of the things that he did, I actually find myself doing the same things, but for different purposes, like for relaxation purposes. And I just found that really interesting, how we do the same thing sometimes, but in different purposes. Like his is more religious and mine's just to calm my mind or whatever. And he discusses the deities, about the god and the goddess, or the goddess and the god, and he always puts from what I've seen, he always puts the feminine deity first, which I like that, because in a lot of Abrahamic religions, the god is masculine, so I really think it's kind of cool that he put the goddess first, from what I saw in all the stuff I read. And he also talks about the Wiccan holy days. He talks about the eight Sabbats, and also the full moons. I think there's 12, or sometimes there's 13. And that was really interesting. And overall, I think it's a good book if you're interested in Wicca, or you're thinking of practicing Wicca and you want to know more about it, or even if you have someone that you meet or someone in your family that is into Wicca. I think it would be a good thing to, learn about, and you can know something about, they are in tune with nature, or not in tune, would I be in tune? I don't know. They're into nature, and they worship the god and the goddess, because I think a lot of times people have just really bad misconceptions of Wicca. And so I think even if you're not a practicing Wiccan, or you're not thinking of practicing that particular path, I think it'd be good if you know someone that's Wiccan, or you meet someone that's Wiccan, and you can read this book and understand what they believe, and that, they're people just like everybody else. And so overall, it was a really interesting read, and I really enjoyed it. Now, next I'm going to be explaining what books I'm going to be reading next in the near future. This first one is The Accidental Empress. And this is about Empress Elizabeth of Austria. She was born in Bavaria, and she became Empress of Austria, kind of by accident. That's why they call it the Accidental Empress. And then she became Queen of Hungary. And this is a novel, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I haven't started it. I haven't gotten too much into it, but it's really good. Because I've been reading too much serious biographies and stuff, so I wanted to take a break from that and read a novel. And so this is really good so far. And this next book was a book that I really enjoyed as a child. This is a children's classic. It's The Phantom Tollbooth. And this book was kind of written by accident. And it was written in the 60s, and it was kind of written by accident. It was written so the author could get a grant for architect school, because he's an architect and an author, so I think that's kind of cool. And I read this when I was 13, and I really enjoyed it. And my mother reread it, and she liked it as well, and she gave it to me. And it's a good piece of children's literature, and I'm really looking forward to reading it again, because, you know, I'm in my 20s now, and you know more, you know, you can understand it more, and you get something different out of it. And this next one is called, this is going to be more of a serious one after I finish all the novels. This one is called There Was No Jesus, There Is No God. This is about the unlikelihood that the Jesus of Nazareth even existed, and I cannot wait to see what this person presents for the evidence. And I would also, when I read that book, I will also be giving my opinion on this particular topic, kind of like what I did with the God delusion. And those are the ones in the near future. I have so many books, but I don't want to bring them all out here and be like, because that'd be a very long and boring video. So anyway, Wicca, A Guide for the Solitary Practitioner, was very good, and I enjoyed reading it. And please like, subscribe, and share my videos. Bye, guys.